Somebody told me the other day, Ron, don't get in trouble. I said, too late. I told him too late. I already
Mm,
did it. But it's fun. Now, I'm talking about good trouble, though. Good
good
trouble.
trouble. Good
I'm not
trouble.
out there messing with people because I can't. Yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing because I can. Because somebody asked me, what was the word they asked me? Was I mean to people? I don't think the word was mean. I just said because I
Hmm.
can. Oh, it was about feelings. That's what it was. They said, Ron,
Mm.
what about feelings? I said, they was meant to be hurt. And I looked at them with a straight face and told them, they looked at me and said, you kidding me? Do you hurt
Hmm.
people's feelings on purpose? Put it this way. If I had $1 for every time I hurt somebody's feelings, I wouldn't have to work anymore.
Mm.
And he just looked at me and said, man, I'm done with you. I'm so
Mm.
done with you. But that's some of the things that I do that I stay in trouble for and everything.
Yeah.
But I see Marie just looking at me and laughing at me because I do
Hey,
some
hey.
things and I do it on
I
purpose.
am.
But anyway, I would let everybody know that we are live on Facebook up under WSN Radio Facebook page. We're live on Twitch as WSAN Radio. If you go to WSNradio.com, our webpage, you scroll halfway down, you see the live feed right there. And also, we
Awesome.
are live on YouTube. That's WSAN Radio SA. And I'm trying to get live on some other stuff, but man, they told me I couldn't. No, they didn't. I just said that. Anyway, I'm in a mood today because the Wiz was here yesterday, and this station was the
Okay.
only station that gave away free tickets, and everybody gave it
Wow.
to. They couldn't wait to text me back. That was a good show. It was a good show. It was good. I said thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So we got a lot that we do around here for a community, but this young lady, I
Yeah.
ran across her on LinkedIn and
Uh-huh.
I sent out invitations, and 3 or 4 people responded to it, but she was the first one. So I'm pretty sure she vetted me, found out, I don't know if this guy's for real or not.
I sure did.
I gotta make sure if this guy's for real or anything. And I am. I'm real.
Oh, you the real deal.
Yeah. But let me introduce this young lady right here, C. Marie, the Purpose
Yeah.
Broker. And boy, do
Yes.
we got some questions for you today, young lady.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, first of all, tell us about yourself. Where are you from, and all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, good morning, Ron G. Morning Show family. My name is C. Marie Williams, the purpose broker here to shine your light and your purpose and your presence and your power and truth. So I know that I am in the right place to be this morning. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. What's up? What's up, my Midwesterners? Moved down south when I was a teenager to Dallas. I'm in Houston now, so we don't talk about Dallas too much. But I lived actually in Allen, North Dallas, and I've been here in Houston ever since I graduated college, boomer sooner. Got my first job with the railroad. No longer
Oh.
there, but there was a purpose for me to come to Houston. So I am still here. And I have over the years found that my greatest joy in life is helping people to expunge their purpose, to sit with
Mm.
their truth, to be gentle with themselves and understand their story and believe that they're enough and move forward with what they have. So that is just something that Mr. G, I used to volunteer my time and do it with people in the coffee shops because when you love something, you're so good at it, you give it away. I will
Mm-hmm.
host festivals and I will see men walking away with a check, and then people said, you're amazing, thank you, with the handshake. So you know what I did, Ron? I said, here's my LLC. Next time you want to visit me. And here I
Yes.
am today.
Oh, well, I am loving that. I am loving that. So,
Yeah.
so I didn't know you was in Houston. I should have known because I read everything, but I probably bypassed because I'm here in San Antonio.
I see.
Yeah, so we're not too far away and
Not
everything,
too
but
far.
I wasn't that big of a fan on LinkedIn in the beginning, and
Mm-hmm.
because I got a bunch of trash stuff coming my way, and
Hmm.
I said, well, maybe I need to reach out and see
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. So one day I went through LinkedIn and I started checking off people, started sending them information, started sending them, and that's now I'm hooked on LinkedIn because
Mm-hmm.
it is a nice spot to belong to get the word
Oh
out.
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so like I said in the beginning, I was on LinkedIn for maybe 2 years before I really started messing with it this year. To be honest with
Okay.
you, but here I
Good.
am. But here you go. Here we
What's
go.
that?
You describe yourself as a purpose creator and
Yes.
transformative game changer. How did
Yes.
that identity come to life for you?
So, Ron, one thing that I often ask people to do when I'm doing a session, a retreat, or an event is to close their eyes and to see themselves when they were most free. It could have been at 5, it could have been at 10, it could have been at 20. Some people are coming to into themselves at 40, but close your eyes and think of yourself when you are most free. This is very important, the closing your eyes practice. Why? Because our eyes are wide open now. They're constantly scrolling. They're seeing Beyonce. They're seeing everybody. And then what is it doing? It's limiting our presence. So we've got to block out the noise and see who we are. When I have seen myself, Mr. G, at every moment in my life, I am moving. I am shaking. My aunties used to laugh. They said, "Girl, when you were like 5, you would hold hands and you would like say a prayer, and it would just really be from your whole soul. I mean, you just gave, and we could feel it too. So I am thankful and blessed and honored that I came from a family that said, "You are somebody." And you have a purpose and you have a magnetism and a light that draws. And so, because I have been given that, it's not here for me to hoard, it's for me to share. And so, now what do I say to people? What I was blessed enough to receive. I had the magic in my childhood. Some people had that magic stolen from them. Some people didn't get to really truly believe in themselves,
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, I give back to the world what I was lucky enough to receive myself from a young age. So because I saw that, I didn't have a lot of limits on creating.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I'm co-creating. I didn't think, oh, God wants me to be humble and to not think outside of the box and to not try these things. I knew that's a part of all of our purpose to do it in our own unique way.
Oh wow! Which you have not seen my questions, have you?
We had no idea. I had no idea what you were going to say to me. I just knew this guy is a real deal. I better show up because chances only come once in a lifetime.
So why I'm saying that because the next question you already touched on it. You founded your first organization at the age of 16 and have
Hmm.
since launched several businesses. What lessons
Hmm.
from your early entrepreneurship journey still guide you today?
Wow. I want to go back to the very first business I started. We live in this society of individualism. And so we often see people, right? I mentioned Beyonce. I want to say her name again, Michael Jackson. But let's think about them as superstars, as very, otherworldly performers. Do we realize they had 3 decades of the ultimate support and village around them? We say it takes a village to raise a child. They had a village through childhood, teenage years, adolescent, adulthood. So, my very first business, Mr. G, it was started after I went to the Tavis Smiley Summit. I had a wealth of resources and knowledge and empowerment. And so from that summit, the what was it called? Teen Summit, it used to be called.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to Teen Summit, I said I ain't gotta wait to college. Now, so it was part me, but it was a part of the village empowerment. I already had this mindset, but then I saw through the village and support, I can do this. I don't have to wait until I'm 20 to be a panelist on Teen Summit. um, we have a story and we have a voice and we have a light. So that's actually when I started my first organization, Young Blacks in Demand. And in some form, what I'm still doing today is that same thing. I'm looking at what the world needs and I am galvanizing and creating communities. So even though, yes, I am a brand and I have a business, I have a tribe of women, I have a self care club, I have a business club, all of these villages. they would say to me, hey, can you do this? Can you try this? I have a media platform. Why? Because one of my closest girlfriends, who was my first client, Mr. G, she said, I want you to direct a music video. And I said, well, I can't do that, right? But then I thought about it. Girl, all you do is direct videos. So because those people around you will see things in you and you keep
Mm-hmm.
showing up, they're going to help guide you into what your ultimate services, story, and purpose is here to give in this next chapter.
Okay, which goes on. See, I'm gonna jump up to another question. So
Okay.
your ministry, I mean your media group is called Shine Your Light Media Group.
Yes.
So I like that. I like
Thank
that.
you.
It seems like it's a
Thank
breath
you.
of fresh air. You know,
Thank you.
it's, a lot of people will come up with a slogan or something like down in the dumps. Ooh, how can you get up in the morning saying that all the time? You know, shine sounds good. Like, hey, regardless if
Hey,
the sun is not shining, it's shining on you regardless.
that's right.
That's how I look at it. So,
Yes.
I'm glad you started that media group. Oh, me and you, we have to talk.
No, yes, we do.
Yeah. Um, I got two questions.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know which one I'm gonna ask first, but I'm gonna ask this one. You
Okay.
jokingly called yourself Job Queen.
Yes.
How do you see that experience to empower others navigating career transitions?
Because okay, I'm so glad you asked this one. This is at the center of my heart because we can't forget about economics. And a lot of times when we are in a space of delivering light and truth and empowerment, we see that as like the sort of oh, that isn't doesn't have to be in alignment with money and economics and jobs. Oh yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Because when are you going to fulfill your purpose the most? When are you going to bring the most of your creativity? When are you going to be the most excited and amped for life? When you are in places that are supportive and conducive to you. So when we have people out here who feel that they can't move, uh-uh. When we have people out here who are literally being crumbled emotionally and their light is being taken away from them, and they feel they've got to prove that they've been there a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
5 years, you are wasting time. We think money is the greatest asset. What is the greatest time? What is the greatest asset on this earth? It's time. You can always get money back. You can't get time. Don't let anybody take your time from you. And so I am the ultimate queen of that. I show, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this opportunity. Whenever you get a job contract, it says we can terminate your services for any time, for any reason. So there's two things in that. One, you're providing a service. They say it right there in their contract. They're not the only one that's the end all be all. They wouldn't hire you if you weren't bringing something there. Secondly, if they can fire you for anything, any reason, anytime, you can fire them for any reason, anything, anytime to do what is best for you, your life, and your ascension. So I just take what I do when with my coaching and my session and my story development, and I help people to put that in their resume and their cover letter to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to do business development and networking for themselves. I am a Black woman that puts my face at the top of my resume, and I have had more job opportunities than I can count in these past few years. You've got to get up and stand up for your life. Bob Marley said that, and I believe it.
Mm-hmm. So, what inspired you to launch the Purpose Broker, and how does that help others unlock their potentials?
Absolutely. So, what inspired me to do it was that this was something that I have been doing my whole life. And I needed to take the time to create organization and a firm foundation and development around this thing that I do. There may be people listening here who people are always saying to them, oh, you are so good at this. You are so good at that. And they may be on their Facebook page. It may be in their family Zoom chat. It may be in their church group, their volunteer situation, what have you. I've always been doing pieces of me in all of these places. I needed a place to bring people home. And I truly believe, Ron, I know that every business doesn't last. There's a statistic that says, 90% of businesses won't make it past the first year, first five, what have you. I will always be doing this. I will
Mm.
always be doing this, whether I have an LLC or not. But my thing is, what people often say to, those of us that are heart centered, those of us that are in the space of people empowerment, they want us to be a nonprofit, or they want us to kind of be on the sidelines. Oprah wasn't on the sidelines.
Mm-mm.
So neither do I. Don't have to be. And matter of fact, not only was she on the sideline, she dominated, because that is what everybody truly wanted. So I believe taking that time to understand where you are,
Mm-hmm.
what you have, where you want to go next, how you use where you have been to get there is one of the most important things that we can ever do for ourselves. And I'm just a person that has created space to create it for you, to sit there and evaluate for yourself, and also to just have a good time. I do events with dance, I do so many things. It's all about liberating, being a liberator of yourself, being able to shine in your authentic truth and to show up.
Mm. Girl, I swear you in my head right now, because because
Yes.
the next question, you just said it again. I'm telling y'all, she does not have these questions. Okay, can you tell us more about the body love dance and how movement
Yes.
and joy play a role in healing?
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is alignment. This was meant to be, Mr. G. That's why you're asking me these questions right on time and right on purpose. So, movement is medicine. Our bodies house us. They house our emotions, they house our mind, they house our purpose. And so I believe that we have to sometimes we're just, especially in the social media day and age, we're on these phones, we're sitting with all these things, we're sitting with trauma, we're sitting with things, about parenthood, about our marriage, we're sitting about our families, we're sitting about our job situations. We have to literally move. We have to move. And when we move, it's amazing. We all know the benefits of exercise. We all know the
Mm-hmm.
benefit. So it's amazing what is opened in us, in our spirit and in our motivation when we move. It doesn't mean you will have um, all of the answers, right after you move, or all of the job opportunities are going to come after you just take a time to work out. But guess what? You're going to have some more motivation to say, you know what? I'm gonna just apply to some things that are purposeful to me. You know what? I'm feeling good about this. I'm gonna call that person. You've got the motivation and the energy and the juice. So the body love dance class is the self love dance class. And as a bonus, it includes line dancing. Dancing is what I do. I love dancing, whether I'm doing a retreat, whether I'm doing an event. If you've been to anything with me, it don't matter if it's about economics, finance, self care, purpose. I have everybody stand up. I have to have virtual sessions. And just like this on Zoom, we got to spend the first few minutes dancing. Because as you know, you own a radio station. What is music? You talked about getting in your mind. You played that Candy Staten. That is vibration. That
Mm-hmm.
is the thing that is spirit. And so when we're moving, we are connecting with that. And so I needed a space where we can affirm our bodies, our lives, and we can dance. And as women in this day and age, we're constantly seeing that those bodies are not enough, that there's always something else that somebody else wants. This is why
Yeah.
you can't keep them, what have you. And how you going to be somebody that has the capacity to bring life here and think bad about the vessel that can do it? So
Mm-hmm.
body love dance, it's a space where we just get to be free, and we get to dance. We get to let it all out. We do talking and writing and speaking and networking. And then at the end, my mom, who was a mentor for me in dance, she started me off in African dance, modeling and things when I was little. The second half of the class is she's teaching us line dance. So you're getting multiple forms of dance in one. You're getting connectivity. You're getting sisterhood. We do affirmations. I got natural juices, organic food spread out. I mean, it is a whole total thing. Bodylovedance.eventbrite.com.
Oh, that shameless plug you just put in there. Oh, okay. So I swear, I think you're in my head. This is scary. Oh,
I love it.
what does it mean to you to live as your favorite self?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just love it. Just say it one more time, Mr. G.
What does it mean to you to live as your favorite self?
This lets me know that you really research your prospective clients and the people you bring on your platform. The fact that one little line that I say so continuously, you've picked up on. And I don't even know if anybody has ever asked me about that line, or I've even noticed that I do it so intentionally.
Mm,
A lot of times we talk about living our best life and being, ourselves. I say our favorite self because I want people to know it's not about what image and identity others are dictating to you. If I say, YOLO and your best life all the time, then what do people have? An image of being out on a beach and traveling and or being successful or having a certain amount of money. But if I say your favorite self, only you can determine that. What do you love about you? What is that thing that you bring to your family, to your home, to your environment that makes you feel good about yourself? Show up as your favorite self. Continue to be your favorite self, regardless of what other. There are some people that may be annoyed by that. Oh well, I deserve space here too.
hmm,
Okay, now that doesn't mean that we can't be accountable. Like you said, you hurt people's feelings. It don't mean that you can't go back and say, okay, maybe, if I'm dealing with a certain artistic type or whatever, I want to make sure they know, hey, I'm just a good troublemaker. I do everybody that way, right? Don't mean we can't be accountable to
that's
people.
true.
But you stay your troublemaking self. Because
Mm.
you love that. You talked about it for a whole 2 minutes before you brought me on. So be your favorite self. Yes,
Because
and you get to decide that, and every morning pick out what it's something about yourself that you love and how you're going to be that. Just I sometimes just take 30 seconds before I get up in the morning and stare at the lamp, and I'll say two or three things that I'm grateful for, and I'll just affirm for myself, something about my life, and it just that 1 minute practice. It don't have to be so complicated. Just affirming that I am enough and what I have is enough, and this is going to be
Mhm.
a good day.
You know, I'm glad you said that because the other day, well, a month ago, I was talking to somebody, and I told them I'm at peace where I'm at in my life. He said, "What you mean?" I said,
Mhm.
"Man, house, cars paid for. I'm doing a radio
Wow.
show that I enjoy, so
Beautiful.
I'm really at peace." Now I already have it
Yeah.
on purpose because that's my demeanor. I like
Yeah.
doing that, and so
Mhm.
doing things like that, and that's to me that's my favorite self because I know what my favorite self is, and
Mhm.
I am a very given person. You talk to anybody, they
Yeah.
tell you Ron will give the clothes off his back to you. I'm always doing
Mm.
something for the community free of charge. Because
Mm.
I love money. Don't get me wrong. If you give me a pile of money,
Mhm.
I'll take it. But if
Yeah,
I go out and do something, I tell them no charge. I mean it,
that's
and
right.
and I will do that. And then the other thing that I do now is um commercials are free on the show. DJing at an
Wow.
event is free on the show. All I
Wow.
ask, this it's real simple. I took the money out the equations because once you put money in that equation, people look at you. Well, I don't know. So what I did, I made it a donation only, where they donate to my nonprofit for whatever I do.
Beautiful.
If it's $5,
Beautiful.
$500, I don't care what it is. Donate something,
Beautiful.
and I'm doing it. And I started doing that January 1st, and that
Hmm.
has been one of my best business moves I could have ever done. People think I'm crazy for doing that, but no.
Wow.
If you feel that you at peace, like you said, favorite self.
Mhm.
If you feel you at
Mhm.
peace in what you're doing and you want to give back, God gonna reward you.
That's right. That's right. So how do we contribute? Because I want to make sure that I remember this. We got to keep this platform around.
Yeah, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna talk after the show.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you my phone number so we can talk, I'll let you know how everything is done. But I run across people all the time. Like I got this one lady that I've been knowing at least 3 or 4 years, And I said, you need to do this. You need to go out and get your 501c3. You need to go and do this.
Mm-hmm.
And she messed around and messed around. She had events she didn't let me know about. And I jumped dead in her stuff too. Because she
Mm-hmm.
said, I didn't have many people come out. And I just looked at her. I said, really? I said, really? So now
Mm-hmm.
she confided in me. And then I
Mm-hmm.
turned her on to this doctor friend of mine. I'm gonna say your name, Dr. Veronica M. Brooks, and
Mm-hmm.
she embraced young
Mm-hmm.
black women to help them learn how to build their wealth and everything. So I put those two
Beautiful.
together, which is one of the best moves. I'm doing that lately. Now I didn't know I was doing that. I'm putting people together,
You're a
and
bridge
so
builder.
and then once I sat there and talked to her afterwards, she said, "Thank you, Ron." I said, "You opened my eyes to a lot more things than I didn't see."
Hmm.
And you said
Mm-hmm.
something earlier in that people seen things in you that you did not see or
Mm-hmm.
you didn't think you could do. I'm in the
Right.
same boat. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
things and people tell me, Ron, you need to do this. I said, I don't see myself doing that. So what happened? We turned around and I got these community, some churches and entrepreneurs and everyday people together, and we're
Wow.
tackling how to hit that group of people that don't have
Mm-hmm.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
How can
Mm-hmm.
we attack that group to let them know what's going on? Because every Monday morning you hear somebody say, "Well, I didn't know this was going on." So we're putting our heads together, to figure out how can we hit this block of people out there, and it's a big block of
Right.
people that refuse to get on social media. How can we reach them? And
Right.
and
Right.
that is, whoo, I told somebody the other day that this lady said, "Ooh, Ron, that is a question that need to be answered." I said, "Well, we gonna answer it before this year is over. We gonna answer it."
Huh?
Like it's things like that that we do. Seeing what you
Mm-hmm.
do, it seemed like we go hand in hand.
Yes, I totally agree. This may be the start of something purposeful.
So, since you said that, what advice
Yes.
would you give someone who feels stuck or unsure of their purpose right now?
Mm-hmm. So I would challenge you to take the time to answer a few questions. The first one is, what am I learning about myself in this moment? What am I learning about myself? What are you learning about what you don't like? What are you learning about what you truly, deeply desire? What are you learning about just where you're at and what you feel about it? Okay. And then next, so that's the first thing. Evaluate where you are and and take it seriously. I mean, sometimes we're scared that we're supposed to answer it a certain way. Answer it authentically to you. How do you feel about it? What do you really want? Are there any patterns with where you are right now and where you have been? Is this something that keeps showing up? If it is, good. It's not time to punish yourself. It's not time to say, "Oh, I just can't do this. I never get it this way. Oh, I'm just this way." You know what? This has been divinely sent to you as an assignment. It's your time. It is your time to move over this thing. It is your time to stand up. What you know that song? What do you do when you've done all you can? You just stand. But that is an action word. That is moving from sitting to standing to literally rising in your situation. So if you feel stuck right now, I want you to rise and I want you to evaluate, where am I? Who am I? Who do I want to be? What can I do right now? And one thing that you can do is get outside. I mean,
Mm,
I'm serious. People might laugh at me. Get the heck outside. Get out of those four walls, the four
mm,
walls of your mind, stuffed up in that room. Get outside. Because when you are outside, you are in touch with the sun and the moon and the mountains and the weather and the earth. Okay?
yes.
And so you can truly breathe and you can truly know that you're alive on purpose. And I want you to do one thing. I want you to take a notebook and a pen out there with you, or the note section of your phone. You may have that because some people don't write anymore. I want you to write some things down. We are always talking about the word in our community, and we're not becoming our word anymore. We're not writing our words. We're not manifesting physically what is inside of us. I want you to write down.
Mm-hmm.
Today is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
On this day, I affirm that I am. What do you affirm that it is that you are? Because this is the God voice coming through you to pour back into yourself, to say that you are never alone. You are never lost or disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am affirming, and then I will do this. I am becoming this. I want you to write these things right now. All it takes is 10 minutes. You have no idea what it can do for you if you take a few minutes to write your word. You will become your word. You will speak your word. Mr. G talked about being in our head. You will start vibrating what is in your head. And now, what are you putting in there? Not some random stuff,
Yeah.
some stuff that you truly need. And you believe that. And you take a deep breath, you take a glass of water, and you walk up firm and you keep rising. If you need to go up the street, there's so many things. The park is free. The tracks are free. The library are free. Put yourself in some spaces. Put yourself in some spaces where you're going to feel good. And we talk about this a whole vibe. You ain't always got to go to the place with the hookahs and the
Mm-hmm.
OGs to feel a vibe. No, I'm saying put yourself in a. Sometimes a coffee shop makes me feel good. I just feel intellectual today. But if I'm writing some, what I would do, Mr. G, is something I tell people is when I have certain times gotten jobs, they may think this is crazy. I will dress myself up. I will bring a laptop and I will go to a nice restaurant or a nice lounge, because what I am affirming is that I am already that. I am attracting and I am
Wow.
already being it. And you know what? I may not be able to order a filet mignon today, but I'll take that succulent cheesecake because I deserve this. Okay, I want you to say
Oh
what you deserve, and I'm done.
man, when you said how things influence you, Earth, Wind, and Fire had a song out. We are
Mm.
people of the mighty, mighty people of the
Ooh, they are
sun.
something.
In the heart lies the answer. Only truth will
Mm.
something. I'm pretty close to that.
Yes, sing it.
I'm pretty close to that because I listened to that song and,
Hmm.
and I listened to it closely. It is so true because we are the people of the mighty, mighty people of the sun.
They are profound.
Yeah, in our heart lies all the answer. Where the truth you can't run from. I remembered it.
Woo,
and,
that was ancestral. We didn't even know they were just giving us straight ancestral things from the divine, from the motherland, but they put all that funk on it. And we didn't know
mm,
we were downloading.
oh boy, I listened to that. Now, I had never done this with any of you before our interview, but I'm pretty sure that I could do it with you.
Okay.
All right, all right. I came up with some fun and rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Because you seem like the type of person that you quick witted. And
Come
I
on.
would see
Bring
she's
it on.
taking her last bit of coffee right now because she's ready.
I'm
I can see
ready.
that. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
What books changed your life?
The books that changed my life. Maya Angelou's books, the collection of poems. I want to go run it and get it right now. I didn't know that she was a Black woman. I was in the fourth grade and I saw Maya Angelou collection. It's different colors on the front and it looks like it's a fabric woven together. I have read that book from the time that I was 10 up and through my 30s. I just
Mm.
bought a new copy of it a few months ago because the other one was so worn and tattered. When I opened those books, even at 10, it was just like somebody reached in and they exposed what life really was to me.
Oh wow.
The time that I was 18, I was winning poetry contests all over the city, state, and southwestern part of the country. Maya Angelou was my ticket because I was reciting her poems.
Mm.
Yes. So Maya Angelou is one. Let me think of another recent one. Um, Gosh, it's a Marion Williamson book. Is it Born to Love? Um, A Return to Love. I'm sorry, A Return to Love by Marion Williamson. She ran for president, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, that vanilla sister right there, this country needed. She was the one that said reparations are not only an economic calling, they are the moral calling of this country. And until we do that, we will always be in a frenzy. Okay, she's got a background in law and other things, and so she's like, it's not, a matter of if we can, it's a matter of we must, if we want to become whole as a nation and move forward. But the book is full of spiritual truths that I think must be downloaded to truly show up as your favorite self, and to know that you are worthy of walking in that purpose, and you don't have to have all the other outside voices telling you you've got to do all of these steps to get there. You are already affirmed. God already said, and you're already sent, and believe it.
Okay. Favorite song that lift your spirits.
Okay, well, I am a lifelong Michael Jackson fan. So, everything from him, from Remember the Times to Human Nature. Yeah, Michael Jackson. I know there's been allegations. I don't know. We just don't know if they're true or not, because, they all came after he was gone. But I have to be honest, he has been, his music. There's good and bad in everyone, but his music was for me. So
So, if you had a billboard, what would it say?
limitless. You
Ooh.
are limitless, and that's actually the name of my first rap song, Limitless.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't ask that question. What? Okay,
Born.
I got one for you right now. I don't know if you're gonna think about this or whatever, but what one non-negotiable in your self-care routine?
Non-negotiable. I'm not going to sacrifice my nature walks. I definitely, I have to have my time to walk and to move my body, to be around some trees, to feel some sunshine. You talked about things that you're doing, that you do for free. On this upcoming Saturday, I have a nature rising where we're going around Jesse Jones Park here in Houston, and it's nature therapy. So I'm not going to sacrifice that one. Non-negotiable.
I like that. I like that. I got an event this Saturday myself too. I didn't know what it was. They just asked me to do it, so I talked to the pastor today. I said, "What am I doing?" Oh, it's a big old banquet, a formal banquet. Okay, I didn't even know it, but
Hmm.
I'm there. All right.
Hey, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. All right. Coffee, tea, or smoothies to start your day.
Coffee. But it's organic Ethiopian coffee. Most people don't know that the very first coffee was discovered in Ethiopia, so it's straight from the source.
Boy, yeah, me, you're gonna have to talk. I need some of that coffee.
Yeah, you do. HEB. They got
Okay.
HEB in San Antonio.
Yeah, we got it's like a church at every corner. We got an HEB at every corner. All right.
HEB organic coffee out.
Okay. All right. I got one for you. Last one. What brings you joy on an ordinary day?
The smile of my daughter.
Mm.
Yes, hearing her voice. She told me this morning, I was getting her ready, and I was feeling like, oh, she don't know, I got to hurry up because I got to get you to school because I got to get ready for the Raji morning show. But I was doing a little dance with her, singing, brushing her teeth kind of fast. And she said, Mom, you're the best mom ever. And
Oh.
I almost cried saying that, because it's like,
Oh.
as you know, you out here giving and pouring yourself, and they're just somebody that, even when I'm kind of rushing her, that just makes you feel like you are so magical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I just praise all the heavens for her.
And if I'm right reading that, you had your daughter during the pandemic.
Yes.
Wow. See, I'm nosy too, okay?
Yes.
I bet that was a time, all the precautions they were taking and everything. It was just that time of the pandemic was things changed rapidly. It wasn't no questions asked. They
Oh
just did
yes.
it without knowing. And
Oh yeah.
some people say they went overboard. Some say they didn't go far enough. The bottom line is, if you use that thing that God put on your shoulders and have some common sense, we'd have came through it much better than the way we came through it.
Oh, totally, totally. I mean, I think the world has not been the same since the pandemic. Whether we've realized it or not, we may have missed it. I think the pandemic gave us an opportunity for a reset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's up to us to decide, are these the end times, or are these the times where we are truly creating the shift because we're ready to exist in that more abundant world that we know
Yeah.
that we're deserving. So when people say the end times are coming, that may be where your mindset is. Maybe you're
Mm-hmm.
taking in the anxiety of it all.
Yes.
So you're helping create the end times in your imagination and fixation and attraction on the negative aspects of that change. Or if you see it as, actually, we are chosen for this time and the great shift is arising. All of this stuff that's going up because people can't do this anymore. They can't operate at that minimum wage anymore. We can't have that oppression anymore. Nothing can be covered anymore. In
Mm-hmm.
many ways, Donald Trump is a good thing for us. Why? Because the lid was blown off. Well, y'all really are racist. You all really are classist and sexist. No matter how many flags of righteousness you put on top of it.
Yeah.
So that gives people what? More truth to power, more and evidence for what they need to happen and get done.
I told somebody the other day that this is a fad we going through. What you mean a fad? I said back in the days was the bell bottoms and all that. It was a fad. It didn't stick. Like this is not going to stick. So
Mhm.
yes, we're going to suffer. We are, but I think just like a forest fire,
Hmm.
everything is burned down. But when it comes back so green and
Mhm.
so pure.
Mhm.
And like you said,
Wow.
it's like a rebuilding phase right there. For let them go ahead and do what they want to do. They got the power to do anything they want to do. But are
Mhm.
they going to do it? The answer is no, because greed, phobia, it was something else I had with that.
Mhm.
And that's what they're going through right now. Now they're fighting among each
Mhm.
other. We just sit back and
Mhm.
just watch and keep on doing our thing
Right.
and bring ourselves together as this village. And
That's right.
I'm gonna extend my village out to you.
Okay.
You gonna be part of
Yes.
our village here, because I see that right now,
Awesome.
and we can collaborate from city to city and do
I
things,
love it. That's
and
right.
and I even show up down there if you ask to for do a live show down there. I would do that too.
Oh yes, that is in the works. I love it. And I have been to San Antonio. Anytime somebody asked me to come for a conference, I thought that was how you found me, because I was there last year for the Brown Syndrome conference event,
Mm-hmm.
and I helped kick it off, and I was on the panel. And so all of these San Antonio people I added to my LinkedIn after, and I thought that was how we connected. So needless to say, it was just still meant to be. And I'm definitely down with collaborations and traveling. And I want to be traveling all over the world. So San Antonio is a start.
Yeah, because some of the things, if people realize, all big cities have the same problems, especially on the
Mm-hmm.
black side of town. We all have the same.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the same problem on trying to get the word out, trying to help each other, try
Yes.
not try not to destroy each other, because we implode our own selves, all because
Mm-hmm.
there's greed within us. Because
Mm-hmm.
if for instance, five of us go into business together, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Your specialty this, mine this, mine this, mine this. So when somebody hire one of us for our specialties, we get paid. Okay? Not the other four. We're in it together. But
Mm-hmm.
then somebody out the group get upset because you made $5 more than I did and I don't like what's going on. Then they disrupt everything. And it does
Mm-hmm.
there's a piece of pie out there for everybody. So we
Right.
can have the
Say
same
it.
business and there's still a piece of pie out there, because like there's other radio station in San Antonio. I just happen to do old school R&B and gospel on Sundays and jazz and all that stuff. And I do talk shows every day, Monday through Friday. So I'm
Wow.
different, but I'm doing the same thing. But there's a
Right.
piece of the pie for everybody out there.
That's right.
I don't go, woe is me. They got more listeners. I do not care. Somebody told me a
That's
long time
right.
ago two things. If you're a teacher, and I taught, if you reach one student, you did your job. The other
Yes.
thing is this: if you're an entertainer, if one person shows up, you need to entertain like 1,000 people's out in that audience.
I know that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. And
You know.
nobody can do what you do the way that you do it, Mr. G. So I haven't experienced, I've done a lot of interviews before, but I would say the level of comfortability that I have with you, just you have an ease. And so you help people to just bring themselves and what they truly have forward. So it doesn't matter if there's 20 jazz, blues, gospel radio shows and interviews up the street. They ain't gonna do it the way Mr. Ron G do.
You know, you're not the only person that told me that. I interviewed people and they say, I don't know what it is about you, but I open up. I told you things I don't tell nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, thank you, I appreciate it, but I don't see that gift. I don't see
Mm-hmm.
it, but people say you have it, but I still don't see it to this day because I'm just Ron. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Mm,
tell
okay.
somebody tell somebody about you that they don't know.
Something about me that they don't know. Well, I have been to around 20 countries. 6 continents. I want to give a shout out to my hubby because without Darius Williams, I would not have made that trek. Maya Angelou says all of God's children needs traveling shoes, and she was talking directly to people of African descent to discover where they are all around the world and see how vast their foot tracks
Mm-hmm.
and their ancestors are in this universe. But my very first trip was actually one that I secured through my school. I was the first Fitz and Faith Fellow to go to Jamaica. And what was different about it was usually when people, from America, they go to these countries and stuff and they have these fellowships. It's all about helping and giving back to the people that are less poor than us. We had to go to this village and live there for weeks and find out about what they have that we don't. And we wrote about it, and those writings were published. And so my first international experience was in a Black nation, discovering what was beautiful about them and what they have that we don't. And that's changed the way that I travel and that I see myself in the world.
Wow. I don't know we'll be able to travel out the country in the next year the way things are going, but anyway, we got a lot to
Yeah,
be.
I'm glad I'm traveling.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot to discover here with each other, and
Hmm.
people don't realize that. But if you sit down and take the time out to listen to what people are
Hmm.
saying, you will understand them. Because I was always told, in order to be a great speaker, you have to be an excellent listener,
Wow.
and
Yes.
and that's hard for some people. Like for me, I turned around and spoke 2 years ago for the first time in public.
Hmm. Hmm.
I was the speaker at Dream Week for Martin Luther King, and I said
Yeah.
I never spoke in front of a crowd before. Well,
Really?
you on the radio all the time, but then I gave my
Hmm.
background the reason why. Growing up,
Hmm.
I had a bad stuttering problem. I
Okay.
was picked on, I was bullied, I was kicked, I was beat up,
Mm.
you name it. And so I sort of took that like, maybe I'm not gonna be nobody, because
Mm.
I I can't talk right.
Mhm.
Well, eventually I learned how to overcome it after going through therapy and therapists and all they just said we don't know. So
Beautiful.
came music.
Wow.
The mic cut on, the stuttering went away. And
Wow.
so I turned around and said, so what if I keep that mic cut on in my head all the time? And
Hmm.
not physically, but mentally. And,
Wow.
and that's what I did. But it's a longer
How
story than
powerful.
that. One day we could talk the expanded story about it.
Oh my
But
gosh. You need
but the
yes.
bottom line is I do once in a while stutter, but not as bad as I
Hmm.
used to. And so, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm reaching audience. There's a studying support group here in San Antonio. I got in contact with them, and I
Mm-hmm.
talked to them. They said, "Man, you're an inspiration for everybody out. If you're on the radio now,
Yeah.
where you came from, where you at right now," and I said, "Okay, so
Wow.
I'm supposed to start speaking with them next month." So
Beautiful.
I'm just doing things out there. And I tell everybody, you better hurry up because I just had a birthday. I'm no spring chicken. I turned.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you my age. All right.
Happy belated birthday.
I
This
turn.
May you had a birthday?
No, in January.
Okay, okay.
January I turned 70 years old.
No, I don't believe it. I
Yeah.
do not believe it.
Yep. I turned that good old
Wow.
age of 70, and I flunked it as much as I can. When you get carded for senior citizen discount, there's a problem. We need to see your ID. I need to see your
Wow.
ID.
Wow, that is amazing. Oh my, I would
So,
have never guessed that. Hey, it must be the peace. It must be the peace,
hey,
Mr. G.
I told you, I'm at peace. I don't
Yes,
hang around negative people.
I know that's right.
If there's a sense of negativity, you see me fading away, then I'm out. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and then somebody asked you, you didn't stay. I said, it just didn't feel right. I'll come up with something. Because if I tell them the truth, I wouldn't be here today because they get mad at me and run me out of town. But you know, the group that I'm around right now,
Mm-hmm.
we was calling our family before things happen. So now we call it our village. That
Mm-hmm.
each one of us have a different profession,
Mm-hmm.
and each one of us is positive towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could talk to them, Ron, what's wrong? No, I'm fine. They know something's wrong. You know, then I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell them. And they tell me, well, you
Mm-hmm.
know, don't worry about it too much. You know, it's easier to say, don't let that stress you out. But you're not being stressed like I'm being stressed.
Right.
You know, I can say that. You know, but then you got to understand the reason why they're stressed. What's going on? Is it business? Is it personal? Combination of both? Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you let that stress you out, and you
Right.
shouldn't. And then a
Right.
year later, you think about it. That was very dumb for me to stress myself out something minute like that. You know, why did I go there?
Right. Yes.
You
I
know,
hear you. Yep. Just putting that blame, that blame and shame take more energy and time than we think. It
hmm
ain't necessary.
just like when who's that
Mm-hmm.
say? Well, what y'all need to do is pull your bootstraps up. I said I would, but you never gave me any boots.
Right.
And then they look at me trying to figure out what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And when they come to me, tell me you go back to your country. I say you first.
Right. Yes, I love it. I love it.
And I'll say it in a minute. I don't argue about it because you came from
Not
Europe.
quickest comeback for that I've heard. You
Yeah,
first.
you
I
first.
love it.
So, you know, you're not the only one quick with it over there, all right? So, what time is it? Oh man, this show did go by fast.
It did go by. Can I say something real quick?
Oh, we got another 8 minutes.
Okay, I gotta say something about you. So you talked about being bullied and things when you were younger. And so when you said that, I connected what it was. When I said there's something different about being on your show, and I've done a lot of radio and I've done podcasts and things. You never know why things happen,
Mm-hmm.
and their trauma, and I love that you said you did therapy and stuff, because we have to deal with and understand why things happened for us, but also it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. I realized what it is he doesn't really have a lot of ego that you find in a lot of like disc jockeys and radio personalities and people, where it almost comes like, all right, what they trying to do next, or how they trying to use this for their whatever position they are, and you kind of have to be a little bit more on guard and make sure you're kind of winning your point. And so perhaps all of those things that you went through, it made you more empathetic to people. It made you more humanitarian. And so you can show up differently in this space where when people typically have lights and microphones and all these things around them, it's like, I'm Ron G. You know what I'm saying? It's a different energy, and so
Mm.
it just reminded me of the fact that, like, that's what it is. Perhaps those experiences, of being bullying, of having those things, it's something unconscious in you where you don't ever want to abuse your power or your position. So I just wanted to say
Well,
that.
thank you. I appreciate that because somebody told me one day, said, I never seen nobody as humble as you. I
Hmm.
said, what do you mean? I said, you don't take this. You interviewed top notch people, but yet it doesn't go to your head. I said, what for? They're human just like me. When they
That's
get
right.
cut, they bleed red too. So, don't
Right.
bother me.
Right.
And don't put me on no pedestal because I don't want to be on no pedestal. I'm just Ron.
Right.
And that's it. I don't look at it like that. Oh, I was in the store one day and I was talking and this cute little young girl, she probably wasn't even 21, 22 years old. I don't know her. And so as we walked, my wife was looking at me and she said, that was strange. So we go around and we run across again. She said, I know you. I just can't place you, but I know you. And I look at my wife. I said, "Baby, I'm sorry. I don't even know who she is. I've never seen her before my whole life." And y'all black women, y'all go, mm-hmm.
Well,
and
she
then
knows.
and then we see her the third time coming around. So now I knew where I know you from. I said, "Oh Lord, please say something that's not gonna get me in trouble." My mom listened to your radio show every
Oh,
morning.
I
You
love it.
Ron G. I knew.
Yeah,
I can't wait to tell my mom I seen you in the store.
I
Whew.
love it.
I looked at my wife. I said, "I told you I didn't know her."
Oh, you glad she came around that third time,
Yeah, so
huh?
that was my taste of reality in a way that people actually do listen to me,
Hey,
and
that's keep
and
shining that light.
yeah, and that was my taste of that, and people always tell me that, but I don't see
Hmm.
that, and to this day I don't see it. I'm just like when I found you there, I said I gotta talk after reading up everything on you. I said, "Ooh," and you replied back. I said, "Yes." She replied back.
That's how
You
I felt. I'm like, is this serious? Was this for me? Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God.
you see, I personalize every invitation,
Hmm.
and that's the key that I was always taught to always personalize things to make them feel that you want them for on what they do and what they know that you really want them on your show. So you have to
Hmm.
personalize. You can't cookie cut anything. You got to personalize it, and that's what I did.
Right, right. I was truly amazed at your responsiveness, your professionalism, your organization, and I just I had to be prepared today. But you, as an interviewer, that preparation didn't matter. So that thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been an honor.
Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, the questions I come up with, I do research and I find out what question I'm gonna ask, and thank you for telling. Ooh, I never been asked that question. Oh, that's a good question. That's what I like hearing. That's what I
Yeah.
like hearing, cause
Uh-huh.
cause you could tell when you ask the question that person actually read things and did some research,
Oh yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
that's what it's all about. And I'm hoping your viewers out here will see all this and they turn around and jump on the WSAN radio bandwagon because
Yes.
I'm
WSANradio.com.
gonna give my shameless plug. I'm on Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. You never know what I'm gonna say.
7 p.m. to 10. I woke up with you this morning, so
Oh,
I'm I am a fan. You may have turned the Houston down a little bit, and I may have to turn up that San Antonio more often.
oh,
I
okay.
loved it.
Well, I'm everywhere because I got people out in Colorado Springs, some cities
Nice.
in Colorado. I mean, in the Carolinas, adopted my radio station because they don't have a black radio station.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
so
All right.
they
Wonderful.
yeah, they adopted my station and um
Yes.
they was asking me about commercials and all that. So you're gonna start hearing commercials from Colorado and Carolinas and Zion, Illinois, Waukegan, the
All
ATL,
right.
LA,
Yes.
because I got all these people listening and and and
Let's do it.
and so and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to grow.
You growing. You growing. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky to get in there before I gotta fight with Beyonce for that seat. I was here first.
Oh, you funny. I like you. All right. Anything you want to reach out to people and tell them how to get a hold of you and when your next
Yes.
seminar or event is going to be?
Yes. Well, if you would like to continue the motivation and just hearing more inspiration and tapping into your who and the power of your why, check out my YouTube channel, Shine Your Purpose with C. Marie. Shine Your Purpose with C. Marie. That's on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram, C. Marie Shines Purpose, Facebook, The Purpose Broker, LinkedIn, look up C. Marie Williams, Carla Marie /C. Marie Williams. I have lots of events coming up. If you're on meetup.com, go to Sistars, SISTARS, Shining Purpose Self Care Club. And also, if you want to book an appointment with me, if you want to book a session for yourself, a soul purpose session, I do them virtually. Also do daycations just for yourself in person. So go to calendly.com/C Marie the Purpose Broker. Calendly.com/C Marie the Purpose Broker. Lastly, Mr. G, they could just email me and I can just send them a list of some of my upcoming events, some of my speaking opportunities and fees and more. C Marie Shines Purpose @gmail.com. C Marie Shines Purpose @gmail.com. Thank you.
Before I let you go, there's one question I didn't ask you.
Okay.
You got a series going on YouTube.
Yes.
What is the name of that series again?
The Present Series.
See?
Now, it's the beginning of it is FOMO, the Present Series. FOMO because FOMO stands for the fear of missing out. So I'm saying FOMO or forget FOMO. It's FOMO, the Present Series. And so the Present Series, it actually derived from years of me documenting my experiences when I tune out and I go on social media breaks for 30, 60, 90 days plus. And I'm documenting what I do so that people understand that you're not missing anything by focusing on yourself and being present in your life. And even with a business and a brand, you're not going to lose it. That brand isn't going to die, but you can if you don't take that intentional time for yourself. So check out the Present Series. Episode 1 and episode 2 are out on my YouTube channel, and episode 3 is uploading soon.
Oh, look at you. That's what I'm talking about. See? That question almost went by me. I was okay, we're good. All right. I would say C. Marie Williams, it was a pleasure meeting you, seeing you and talking to you. You enlighten a lot of people out there, and may you continue to shine a light on everybody that comes in your group, because I think you got something good going on, and I think people can learn
Thank you
from you and everything, and so I really truly appreciate you coming on this morning.
Thank you. It's been an honor. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for this platform. Hey, to everybody listening, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with Ron G, and we appreciate that.
Ron G. All right. And I just sent you email, so check your email. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, purposeful day. I enjoyed it.
All right. You take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. You got the dilly right there. That was C. Marie Williams, the Purpose Broker, here on WSAN Radio. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this morning. We're looking at 2 minutes after the hour. It is 76 degrees outside right now. It is going to be another warm one. It was almost up to 90 yesterday, but here we are right here doing our thing. So this is DJ Ron G on WSAN Radio. As we always say, Sheila E., we ran out of time. But peace and chicken grease. I catch everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. DJ Ron G, I'm out.